Welcome to Mug This is Mug Talking, and today we have here cards that you must have before set 5. Cards that I believe that will have more play in the new set, in the next meta and kind of stuff. So maybe we can see their price rise a little bit or a lot, or maybe we're not seeing the price rising at all. But we can see like cards that can be less easy to find, like to buy, because maybe now everyone that have a set of this will keep it, because these cards can be good in the next set. So here we have here the legendaries. So first, let's talk here about the aggression one. So we have the Kylestein Silencer. Kylestein Silencer is already a card that I think is really expensive for a cost 2/3/2. I know the ability is really good, because if your opponent uses like Force Throw, you can just choose Kylestein Silence. Your opponent will only do 2 damage in a unit. Then you discard this one. You can play it for 2 from your discard pile. Like, okay, looks like your opponent not even discard a card from your hand. You know, he just used like Force Throw to do 2 damage, because you're going to play this card from your discard pile. So. And we know that Force Throw should be a huge problem in the next set, because now we have a bunch of Force units. So I watched the video, a really good video from Rebel Resource, that he's talking about Force Throw and why he thinks that should be banned, and I kind of agree with him, because we can talk about this later. But yeah, Kylestein can be really good in a meta. We have a bunch of Force Throws for sure. He will have Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron should be like always was, so we'll continue as always was, like an amazing card. The on attack, like the feed upgrade can be now a good option, because we have like a bunch of lightsabers, of shields and kind of stuff, but it's still a good card. I don't think it will raise, but we have Sabine, we have the stuff. Maybe we can see it raise a little bit due off Hun 2, because now we have the Hun 2 like is a good deck now. Even with the Force, I was still playing with 2 Poe Damerons in the deck, because I think Poe Dameron for 4, like a 6/4, is amazing. Think that the opponent play like a Kana 4/5. I play a 6/4 that have like a bunch of things like with on attack that you need to claim to defeat this Poe right away. Otherwise, I will claim and would do a bunch of damage. So yeah. And here, honorable mention, we have Mace Window, that it's a 5/7 ambush. Will probably defeat something. Be ready. You can attack for 5 in the base. You can defeat something else. Be ready. Attack for 5 in the base. So it's really good. And it's have the Force trait. So I don't think we'll raise the price or something like that. But maybe we can see more play now in the next set. Like, you can play this. You can ambush. So you will create the Force token if you have the base and kind of stuff. Force interactions. So yes. And here we have Krayt Dragon. I think we're going to see more Krayt Dragon in the meta, because Creature Dot of War probably should be the best deck of... I would not say the best deck, but probably will continue as the most playable deck, like in the set 3. And Krayt Dragon, for some decks, is... I will not say the only way, but it's one of the ways to defeat qi'ra, because qi'ra probably will already use up a bunch of removals. Then you play Krayt Dragon in the late game. qi'ra probably will, okay, I will Super Laser Blast, take 8 damage, I will go No Glory, I will take 5 damage. Maybe it's the damage that you need to win the game, to close the game and kind of stuff. For sure, it's not like, okay, we'll play Krayt Dragon and won't qi'ra. No, it's not this. But like, I posted recently a video of my Mother's Thousand version 1 with Red. And I just changed it. I updated for a version 2 with Krayt Dragon and 2 Krayt Dragons in the main deck. I think we need this card for the late game against like Hun 2, against qi'ras in decks that wants to play the late game. And if you don't have like big units like a 10-10 stuff like this, you can't win this match. So yeah. Here we have now more cards, and all of these 4 cards is for qi'ra, because like I said, qi'ra will continue being probably the most playable deck. So if you want to play with qi'ra, you need to have those cards, and we maybe can see these cards raise a little bit the price, because we probably will see more new qi'ra players. So yes. Here we have the Home One. I think Home One can be more playable now. Probably the set that we have, like the set 5, I think is the set that will have more Home Ones being playable ever, because we have the Hun 2, And I think Hunt 2 is a good card. And not just on Hunt 2, we have another decks like Yoda and kind of stuff. But I think we're going to see Hunt 2 really strong in the next meta. And Home 1 is a really good card. We have the Clone. And I just put it here because I want to put like at least one without the hero or villain aspects. I think Clone can be really good in Hunt 2. I didn't test yet in my deck, but I would test for sure. And I think Clone can be good now because we have more big units that is not vehicle. So like with the force units like Yoda, back, Keller and back and kind of stuff. So maybe we can play with Clone. And like I said, maybe I believe that in the set 5 we're going to see more Crate Dragons in the decks. So Clone can clone a Crate Dragon, so you can do this. And not just this, you can clone your own units, so it's good. And yeah, this is it. And here we have the Falcon. Why I put it Falcon here? Because I think Falcon represents like good cards that people is not aware of it. Like here in the Petronaki and the Karabas right now, we're seeing a bunch of players playing with new decks. So they try and experiment new things, new cards, new archetypes. So we're not seeing too much Falcon like in the yellow decks and kind of stuff. But we can't neglect that Sabine is a good deck. I know don't play with Falcon, but it's for the idea. Like we're not seeing Sabine a lot in Petronaki, but you need to be aware because you're going to play against Sabines in Galactic Championship and other like PQs and kind of stuff. Because Sabine is still a good deck. We're just not seeing too much because players is testing other stuffs in the online gameplay. So. And the Falcon is the same thing. We're probably going to see like Han Solo green and kind of stuff, Han Solo yellow even. It is a good card, and maybe if you and the new decks want to play in the ground. Most of them, like 90% of the decks, want to play in the ground. So maybe if you play this in space, you can win the race. So yes. Now we're going to the rare cards. Here we're going to go to us through aspects to aspects. Here we have honorable mention. It beats all things, a cost 2 event. Because now we have a bunch of force units, so if you're playing with blue and all of your units is force, you can play with this. You can heal your unit for 3, deal 2 damage to something else. It's a good card. I don't think we're seeing a lot, but maybe we can see like a spicy attack in some decks. But yeah, for the non-hero, non-villainy card, Vigilance, I think Corporate Defense Shuttle can be a good card to have, because we can see more Kazuda Blue being in play, and now that we have that Ogdo Bogdo and kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a 3/5 in turn 1 that can't attack, but you can attack with Kazuda, so don't look bad at all. Here we have Phantom 2. This is a 3/3, but it's a 5/1 with Han Solo 2 blue. Decent, 5/1, turn 1, really good card. Here we have Lone Pike. I picked this one. I don't think we have like too many rare like Vigilance villainy card that is that good that you need. Like we have no glory and kind of stuff, but I think this one is good because we're going to see more Gar-Saxon. I think we have great new units for Gar-Saxon yellow, so maybe Lone Pike is a good card to have right now. Now we're going to command, for sure, General's Blade. I don't think we can pick any other card that is non-villainy and non-hero card besides General's Blade. General's Blade is like, we're going to be, this card we're going to be a really good card in the next meta. We have a bunch of, I know we need to have the Jedi trait, it's not the Force trait, but we have a bunch of new Jedi cards coming for the next set. So if you play this in Gangi turn 2, you have like a 5/8 that you still can play a cost 2 unit this turn. In the next turn you have 4 resources, you can play a cost 6 because with the on attack. So it's really amazing, this card in the next set. So yeah, I think you must have this before the release of the next set. Here we'll have Luke Skywalker. I put this one here because I to be honest, I didn't find a good hero command card like that would change I'm trying to pick cards that for sure will have another command card that should be amazing in the set, but was already amazing before. So I'm trying to pick cards that, like General's Blade, I would not say that it never been played, like we saw in a few lists of Sabine, but we're going to see a bunch of General's Blade now. So I want to pick cards like the General's Blade, like cards that didn't play too much, but can be more playable now. And I think Luke Skywalker is one of this, because he had the Force trait, so we need to remember this. Most of the players don't remember this, because the Force thing, like this Luke Skywalker and Sabine don't change much, because whatever, is like, don't change like to have the Force trait in Sabine's deck. But we have the Force throw, we have the in a bunch of decks now, we have a bunch of Force units, so we can play with Luke Skywalker in some of these decks, because if you're not playing as a pilot, you can, like, it's just like, okay, I cost 2, 3, 2 Force, then you can use Force throw on the next turn, something like that. And even if you put it as a pilot, you go back to the ground as a Force unit, you still have the Force trait to use Force throwing kind of stuff. Here we have Victor Leader. I think Victor Leader is a good card, because I think Vader Yellow will be still be a thing in the next meta. The deck will not change too much. We have like some additions that you can keep the main deck, like not change it at all. But I think we have some good additions that I need to test more. But I think Victor Leader is a good card. We saw this Victor Leader rise the price a lot after like a bunch of PQs out there that the people won with Vader. I won the PQ here in my city with Vader, and yeah, I think this card, I will not say that would change the price, but it is good to have. And here we have the aggression one. We have Mixed Mayfield. I think, to be honest, I don't think we have like good rare cards that we need to have before set 5. I'm just showing here 3, but I don't think Q is necessary. But Mix can be good, because now we have the new card that I think it's 2/5 on attack. You may discard 1 card from your hand, deal 2 damage to something, then you trick Mix, deal 2 damage to something, so it's good. And yeah, we have the Force Throw, so if your opponent uses Force Throw, you would discard a card, but at least you would do 2 damage and something. It's not that bad, but we're not going to see a lot. But if we need to push here, we need to force to show a card, that aggression card that we need to have, like a rare. I think it's supposed to be one of them. Here we have the Hotshot. I think it's the same thing. We can see the Garsaxon. The Hotshot is a good deck. It's a very flexible card, and I think this card will play till the rotation for sure. And the Fallen Lightsaber for sure. I think is the main and probably the only aggression villainy card rare that will have more play in the next set. Duel of the Force thing for sure. We have now a bunch of Force units. You would trigger this Force ability on attack like every turn if you have, like, because you have all of your units like Force. So yeah. And now we're going to cunning aspect. So we have here Ahsoka Tano and Qi'ra, because for sure those cards already played, but I don't find any other cunning card that will change too much the next set. Rare. But yeah, Ahsoka Tano is good and should be better, because now we have the Force thing and she's Force, so it's better. But Ahsoka Tano and Qi'ra we're going to see again in Queen Lansarican Town. We can see in the Hunt 2 yellow that is not that bad, and I still need to post a video of this deck. But yeah, I don't think we can say too much here. And Jabba the Hutt is a good card, because we have now the new trick event that costs 2. That you see it, you look to your opponent's hand and you discard an event card. I don't think it's an event card. I think it's non-unit, so you can discard an upgrade too. So, and it is a trick card, so you can play only for 1 with Jabba the Hutt, and Jabba the Hutt can search this card. So you look to the top 8 cards, and you can if you find this event, you can pick it if you want. So it's not that bad, and I think the new Cad Bane, like not the new Cad Bane, but we have like new additions for the Cad Bane. We can see this deck, and I think we're going to play with Jabba the Hutt and this new meta of Cad Bane. So now we're going to uncommon and common cards, and here now I'm going to talk exclusive about cards that will be better in the next set. Because for sure, if I'm going to say like every uncommon and common cards that will play in the next set, we're going to like have a 2 hours video. So I'm just for these uncommons and commons, I will exclusively talk about cards that will be better in the next set. So here we have Yoda's and Kanan. Yoda was already good. Kanan was not that good like Yoda. Yoda was more playable, but these 2 cards better in the next set. Two of the first thing for sure. Now these two units have already been played in the last sets, but now they continue being played, but now they've created force tokens. So this is better. And yeah, I don't think we need to talk too much about it. And I said that I will show exclusive cards that have not been playing too much. I just started with two cards that was been playing a lot, but yeah. And here we have the Force of Me. This card is kind of new. We've seen like in the Luke decks and kind of stuff, but it was not been played. Like we can say this card is been most played at all. So, but now we can see this card being played. So aside with this X Wolves, this card is really good. Like if you have the force unit for sure, because this unit gains +1/+1 for each upgrade on hand. So if you use the force is with me, you create like 2 experience tokens and the shield. So you give him +2/+2 from the experience tokens, and +2/+2 again of the ability, and +1/+1 for the shield. So you give him +5/+4 for this unit. It's a lot. So yeah, and for sure we have a bunch of force units, so we can see this not in just with Axe. I think the forces with me can be a good card now. And for green, for commands, I tried hard, but I think the only card that we're going to see more and more in the next set is Timely Intervention, even with qi'ra, duo of the new Darth Vader. So we're going to see Timely Intervention with qi'ra, we're going to see Timely Intervention with the Han too, and more decks probably. So this is it. And now we're going to the aggression. We have Rebellious Hammerhead. I personally love this card. I think this card with Han Solo is amazing. In turn 4 with 5 resources, or even turn 3 free ramped if we're playing green. It is a cost 5/5/5. So just cost 5/5/5 is good, and one player may deal damage to a unit equal to the number of cards in your hand. And now we have the Kierimund to draw power, so we have more cards in our hand. So Rebellious Hammerhead would do like 4 damage, 5 damage, and kind of stuff. I really like this one. I to be honest, I'm liking more this card than the new Mace Windu 6/6. Because 6/4 is more easy to defeat it. It is in the ground, and like I said, most of the decks now want to play in the ground. We have maybe sentinels there and kind of stuff that we can't pass through it. And as a 6/4 is more easy to kill, and you can only do 4 damage with Mace Windu. And you need to use the force token. With Rebellious Hammerhead, it is flexible. I know sometimes in the late game you have just a few cards in your hand. This Hammerhead would just do like 1 damage, 2 damage. It's bad. But in the right turn, you can do like 4, 5, 6 damage. Even in the late game, if you draw like with 2 Kiarimunds, you can do a bunch of damage with this. Here we have Chance Syndulla. We have more ramp card. That is the new Ifkoff, that the command hero. So if you have the force token when the unit got defeated, it's a 5/4. You can use the force token and you put that unit in your resource. So you have, like, saying quickly, we have more ramps. Why not play with Chance Syndulla? We can see more ramp decks like the Han and kind of stuff. And like hero green card decks, now we have this unit that ramps. So maybe Chance Syndulla can be a good card. The Zebly Fang Fighter is amazing because we have now a meta with a bunch of lightsabers with shields. I think this is the meta with most shields that we ever had in Star Wars Limited till now. And Zebly Fang Fighter can be a good card for this. Oops. Fifth Brother. This card played a lot, I think, in set 1, but after that, we don't see too much this card. But I think can be a good card now. Like I said, is a force, so we can trigger force throw. We can trigger more. We can create a force token with it. It's a unit that can hit for a lot. If you had like 3 damage, you can attack for 5, because gains the rate 3. Like so, yeah, we can do 5. You can attack for 5 with a cost 3 unit. That is a lot. And if you play the Fallen Lightsaber in it, will trigger because you have the force trade, and you still have the on attack, so you can ping it like 1/1 in each ground unit, and +1 with the Fifth Brother. So it's good. Force Choke. I like Force Choke. I think the downside that gives a draw to your opponent is kind of bad sometimes, but against specific decks like Sabine, I think okay. I don't mind if you're going to draw a card. If I'm going to defeat your Sabine or a big unit, I don't know. But you play for only 1 like every time, because every turn you have a force unit is amazing. So yeah, keep this, like, is a cost 1 event that do 5 damage. I know it's not, don't do damage on normal vehicle, but like I said, most of the decks now is in playing the ground. Most of them, most of those units in the ground is not vehicle, so it's good. And for sure, the best cards, like from all of the sets right now, Force Throw. This, I don't think we even need to talk about this card. Like, everyone knows how stupid is this card right now. Like, we have Force units in the board every turn, and your opponent can just use Force Throw, even if your opponent don't want to like discard. Like, the main thing of the deck is not hand disruption, but they're going to play with Force Throw because they have the Force units and is damage guarantee in your units, because you will discard something, and now you and so I don't even know what to say. This card is really amazing, but I think that amazing is not the best card for it. I think this card is really stupid. It's really strong. I'm kind of, it's kind of, I struggle a lot. Like, I'm playing hand 2 blue, I think, or green, a Data Vault, and I have a bunch of big units. I can't just keep them in my hand, because otherwise my opponent will use a Force Throw. I will be forced to discard those cards, because otherwise I will keep the because I need to keep the card that I want to play. So it's really hard. Like, sometimes you just lose matches because your opponent used 2 Force Throws in a row. And I don't think it's like that that healthy right now, but we need to see how the meta goes out. So this is it. This is everything that I have here, the cards that you must have for the next set. What are you guys thinking about it? Maybe I don't put some cards that you think is important. So say here in the comment, and see you in the next video.